Okay, now we are going to look at how we draw model. So we are resuming back our model drawing lesson. So let's look at practice problem 1, and let's see how we draw this problem. So at the school carnival, one-third of the pupils ate chicken rice, and 1/4 of the pupils ate noodles, and the rest eat pizza. If 300 more pupils ate pizza than noodles, how many pupils ate at the carnival? Alright, so important lesson here. If you see more than one fraction, what do? You have to ask, are the two fractions referring to the same group? Like 1/3 is talking about the pupils, and 1/4 is talking about also the pupils. So they are referring to the same group. So that means that if you draw the model, you have to make the denominator the same. So your 1/3 and 1/4, the common denominator is 12. So you have 3 times 4 and 1 times 4, 4 times 3 and 1 times 3. So you draw a rectangle which is all the pupils, alright? And we don't know how many are there altogether. That's what you're asked to find. And you cut the rectangle into 12 boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And 1/3 is no more 1/3 already, but now it has become 4 over 12. And they ate chicken rice. And 1/4 has now become 3 over 12. So you look at the equivalent fractions to label. So there are 3 boxes of pupils who ate noodles, and the rest must have eaten pizza. Alright, now whenever you see more than, right, you need to compare the two kinds of food. 300 more pupils ate pizza than noodles. So you have to compare these two groups. So pizza has how many units? Now if you look at the model, pizza has 5 units. Right, all the boxes inside, because they are the same, you can call them 1 unit each. Right, so every box that look identical or they are equal, you call them 1 unit. So there are 5 units of pizza, and the noodles is 3 units. So how many more units of pupils ate pizza than noodles, which is 2 units more. So your 2 units will be equal to 300. So your 1 unit will be 300, and then you divide by 2. So your 1 unit is 150. So how many pupils ate at the carnival? So you count all the boxes. So there is a total of 12 units. So 12 units will be 150, and then you times 12. Alright, so what is 150 times 12? Okay, so let's use... Okay. So you take 150 times 12, so which I will use my calculator so we can do faster. So 150 times 12, that will give you 1,800 pupils at the carnival. So, and you have solved the problem. So in this question, what is the concept here? Now the concept here is if you see fractions that refer to more than one group, or if you see more than one fraction, then you need to think about the fractions referring to the same group. If they are referring to the same group or same type, then you make the denominator the same. Okay, so let's look at another example. Alright, and okay. So let me just undo, and okay, so the next example, question number 2. Okay, now let's read the question. It looks very wordy. Now, Raja received a jigsaw puzzle with 1,200 pieces, right? 1,200 pieces as a birthday present. Okay, so let's, okay, hang on. So let me just adjust a little bit. Okay, so you highlight the keywords, 1,200 pieces. On the first day, she fixed 2/5 of the jigsaw puzzle, and the pieces he fixed on the second day was 7 over 8 of what he fixed on the first day. And it looks very confusing, right? So never mind. When the problem gets hard to solve, it's always about the methods. And the method here is model drawing. And he finished fixing the jigsaw puzzle on the 3rd day. So what was the total pieces he fixed on the first and second day? What fraction of the jigsaw puzzle was fixed on the 3rd day? Alright, now I do not exactly know how to solve the problem, so we try to draw out the first sentence. If you read the first sentence, you can see that Raja received altogether 1,200 pieces. So we can begin with a parts whole model, which is all the pieces. On the first day, she fixed 2/5 of the jigsaw puzzle. So which means the jigsaw puzzle has altogether 5 boxes. So you cut 3, 4, and 5. And she fixed 2 boxes on the first day. So this is your first day, which is 2 boxes. And the number of pieces he fixed on the second day was 7 over 8 of what he fixed on the first day. So this fraction looks a bit different because the fraction refers to 2 days, 2 different days. So the numerator points to the second day and the denominator points to the first day. So the pizzas he fixed on the second day was 7. So which means that second day has 7 and the first day will be 8 boxes, right? So you look at the first day. Can you cut the first day, which is 2 boxes now in the model? If you look at the model, the first day has 2 boxes. So can you cut into 8? So you have 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And you need to do the same for the whole rectangle. So if you cut every box into 4 smaller boxes, then every box you must do the same. So for the second day, there will be 7 boxes. So you label 7 boxes, right? And this is the second day already, right? So you make sure you label correctly, and then the third day will be the rest of the boxes. Okay, so if you count the units carefully, you can see that the first day there are 8 units, right? The second day there will be 7, right? 7 units, and the third day there will be 5 units, and if you add them all together, there is a total of 20 units, right? So what was the total pizzas he fixed on the first and second day, which is the question mark? So your model is done. So all the boxes that are identical, you call them units. So you have 20 units, which is equal to 1,200. So your 1 unit will be 1,200 divided by 20. Your 1 unit is 60. And what is the total pizzas fixed on the first and second day? That will be 15 units, right? If you look at the model, so 15 units will be equal to 15 times 60, and the total pizzas he fixed on the first 2 days is 900, right? So it's quite simple, right? So it's all about the model drawing. If you can draw the model, then it makes the problem solving easier. So what fraction of the jigsaw puzzle was fixed on the third day? So you do not need to find the actual number of pieces, right, fixed on the third day. You can use the model to help you to get the fraction. There is a total of 20 units. So how many units did he fix on the third day, which is 5 units? And your simplest form will be 1/4. So 1/4 of the jigsaw puzzle was fixed on the third day, and that's how you solve. So problem becomes easy when you draw out the problem by using model drawing, right? Okay, so that's how we solve these 2 problems. And okay, so let's look at the next question. And the next question, again, you have 2 fractions. So every time you have 2 fractions, be very careful, right? Because students like to always plus and minus them without thinking whether they belong to the same group or whether what kind of fractions they are, right? What kind of fractions do they represent? So if you look at the problem, right, and you read the question, Casper and Karen had a total of $560 at first. After Casper spent 1/3 of his money and Karen spent half of his money, so can you add these 2 fractions together? You definitely cannot add these 2 fractions together because why? The fractions don't belong to the same person. 1/3, it belongs to Casper's money. Half belongs to Karen's money. So they don't belong to the same group, which means that you cannot make the denominator the same. You cannot add them together, right? So after they spent their money, both had the same money left. So how much did Casper have at first? So be very careful if you see more than 1 fraction, right? What do they represent? What fractions do they represent? If they do not represent the same person, right, then you cannot add them together. Then how do we draw the model? Alright, so you draw Casper, and Casper has 3 boxes. So you draw a rectangle cut into 3 boxes, and he spent 1. Okay, he spent 1 box. So maybe I should put the spend over here. And where's the leftover? The leftover will be the 2 units. Right, and then Karen spent half of his money, and then both had the equal money left, the same amounts of money. So there's a model drawing lesson which is called the equal concept. So which means that when you see same amounts of money left or equal money left, you should draw a dotted line to show the equal money left. So which means that Karen has how much left, which is until the dotted line, same as Casper's money left. And if you look at Karen's fraction, Karen has 2 boxes and she spent 1 box. So if you look at the model, you just need to add another box here, and she spent half of her money, and now she has the other half left. So if you look at both persons' money, they both have equal money left. So now can you find how much did Casper have at first, which is the question mark? And don't forget to put your total money, which is $560. And your model is done. So if your model is done already, what can you do? Well, you look at your model and you study, alright? You study and can you make the model all look equal? Or can you have equal boxes for the model? There's 1 unit, 1 unit, 1 unit, but how about Cameron's money? Can I also cut something similar? Right, so I cut every box into 2 units. So now you can see that I have made the whole model to be equal in boxes, right? Equal units. Then you add up all the units, which is 7 units. That will be equal to total money. And then you find 1 unit, which is 560, and you divide by 7. So your 1 unit is equal to $80. So Casper has how much money? Casper has 3 units at first. That will be 80 times 3. And Casper has $240 at first. So again, what have we done? Now we draw out the problem, right? It's all about when you use model drawing, the objective of the method is to draw out the problem, and then after that you can use the model to solve, right? And then you can also get the steps out of the model, and through the steps you work out the answer. So that is what we call model drawing. Alright, so we come to the end of this lesson. So it's a quick lesson, and but hopefully at the end of the lesson you have a better understanding on how to draw the model, and we are going to have more lessons to come. So stay tuned, right? Stay tuned to our weekly lessons, and we hope that our lessons can help you to build your confidence in drawing the model. Right, so see you the next time.